Hey guys, Dr. Dex here. Today we are cleaning our shop and we're purging, we're getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and DJ Studio Man happened to be going through some stuff and he found some things he thought I would be interested in seeing. So today's video is about that. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to click, comment, and subscribe down below if you got something out of the video or if you really enjoyed it. Never mind that background noise back there. That's just the guys moving stuff around. We're all good. All right, so I'm ready, Calvin. Let's take a look. All right, you guys ready? I don't remember what was in this box or what is in this box. I have no idea, so we're gonna find out right now. Ah, looks like some pictures of, wow. Oh, Andy, have you seen this? This is the deck we just replaced.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh. So I got to bring Andy over because this deck, you guys saw us rebuild.
Holy crap!
This is that old deck, and their hot tub, they just had to replace it after we finished our deck and rebuilt it and tore it all apart.
I treated it out the same way and everything.
Yeah, they had to replace the hot tub because I don't know if maybe us moving it and then putting it back in the hole did something to it, but or if I didn't rewire it correctly, I don't know. But
could you show us? Hold it up a little bit.
I think you guys will be quite impressed with the one we replaced it with.
Yeah, if you go back through some of our prior videos, you'll find this deck, Andy and I tearing it up, and or maybe go to our Instagram page. It's in there somewhere. So that's crazy, because this deck was 22 years old when we tore it apart. So that's a gem right there. Wow, man. We used to build a lot of cedar decks. So this was one that we did a patio, like a Lexan top. And then we did a screened-in room because these people were from the South and they wanted a screened-in room. So we screened in the room. I wasn't familiar with it. I hadn't done a whole bunch of it, but everything was done in cedar. So including the skirting, all the decking. We had some really cool curved, not like bending curves, but like just kind of freaky pathway I did. And I just cut all the cedar on this curved with the jigsaw. So that was kind of cool. So I was probably 25 when I built that. I'm 50 now. Here we go. All right, here's the pathway that I was telling you about off that screened-in room. So just something a little different. I was still doing some deck lighting back then, you know. Here's a cool one we did. So these are old home show photos of, I don't even remember where this one was. Old home show photos of decks that I used to put up, and I'd like have a back wall and I'd just take a thumbtack and stick them up so people could come up and see them. These are all old cedar decks, a lot of 5/4 by 4 Western red cedar. So we worked around a lot of hot tubs. I worked with a lot of different hot tub companies back in the day, so they would farm me work when I was less expensive and was still struggling for work, so they would exploit that sometimes. But you know, you learn as you get older. Here's a deck we built. I got two pictures stuck together here. This is a deck I built, I think, in a town called Puyallup, and we whitewashed the whole thing. It was also cedar. Used to make all my own benches, made all my own railing, all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of cool. Where was this? All I remember about this deck is I had to cut this corner out because it was a mimic. This was a permitted deck, and it was mimicking the seawall. And we were allowed to build out to the seawall, which I don't even know if they let us do that nowadays, but we did back then. So this is all out of pressure-treated lumber because I think that's what the architect called out for. Everything had to be pressure-treated, no cedar, had to be a certain way, the stairs had to be done a certain way, from what I remember. I used to take on a lot of crazy projects because everybody else that did them was smart and they weren't interested in building it. So then you guys kind of know the story of Trex when it came along. Used to be Winchester Gray was the ticket, man. I used to do a lot of aluminum railing in Winchester Gray Trex. That was the deal back then when that was the only color that was available. So that's a brown, like, what do they call it? This is a bronze hand railing. So even back then, though, I was doing miters, and I was actually staggering my fascia back then. I was actually cutting Trex in half and staggering that because they didn't have a 1x back then. It was just all decking material. There you go. There's a picture of that. Let's see what else we got here. This is a mahogany deck we did on a place called Taps Island.
I like that.
Yeah, mahogany's beautiful for the first year.
Or
then
on your guitars.
Then it turns to poo. Oh yeah, if it's a guitar, it could probably last really good forever, but this is outside in the elements. So I'm about to go, the lady that bought this deck has rehired us to build a new deck for her in a new house on the same island. So she just didn't want us to do it during Thanksgiving. So another Winchester Gray Trex. This one's probably over 20 years old, I'm sure. Lots of pressure treated glue lamps and things like that. These are like old home show photos. There's another cool one of that mahogany deck. Hopefully there's not too much glare. Oh, a couple more of the mahogany deck.
How old would you say these pictures are?
I would say most of these photos are 18 to 20 years old, if I had to guess. Some of them older. Trying to remember how old DJ Studio Man was when I built these decks, but my mind is like failed me miserably. Okay, here's a really interesting photo, and this really dates this photo. The geodesic dome. Yeah. So this is a really cool deck we built there was 3 of them connected in the middle, and we worked around 2.5 of them. So it was a pretty cool experience, a lot of fun. I don't know, I'd probably do another one if I had the opportunity. It was a little bit of a challenge getting around those angles, a lot of frigging angles, man. Hey, another cedar deck. Where was this one? This was in Bellevue, I think.
Gross.
I used to travel further away from my house when I was younger. So this was probably a 50-minute drive back in the day, but now it's probably an hour and 50-minute drive each way. So I no longer go to this location, but nice cedar deck. We just acid washed it. What's acid wash, you ask? All right, so for all you younglings out there, you take this stuff called oxalic acid crystals, and it's like a wood brightener. And you'd mix it up with water, and then you'd clean the deck. And that's the last thing I'd do right as I got paid, I'd clean the deck. I'm out of here. Your prescription's been filled. I didn't even have a hashtag. Didn't even know what a hashtag was back when I was building these decks, right? So that was kind of a cool one. But cedar's beautiful wood. Unless you're going to put a wood sealer on it every year, it's never going to stay this nice. That's why we do so many synthetic decks now. Where's this? I don't remember. Another cedar deck. There's so many I've done. That's Trek Saddle. There's another cedar deck. 2x2 picket railing with a flat top cap. I think those people called me back for an estimate, but I didn't get the job. So some of these decks are so old, they've maxed out their life cycle, and they need to be replaced. So they're at least 15 to 20 years old. I'm just going to rifle through. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, this deck was like 1,400 square feet, all clear cedar, with a really unique rails combination, orthodontist. So the expense wasn't the issue; it was the quality that they wanted. So this thing was glued and screwed with stainless steel star drive screws. That's all I remember on that one. This is probably an industry standard, still is. This is a tight knot cedar deck with an aluminum hand railing. It's one of the first aluminum handrails I think we had done. Cool product. This deck was also tight knot cedar. We did benches and planters, and then I put some rope light, some 110 rope lighting with a slider dimmer mechanism on it. So that was, again, pretty cool. I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys think? Leave a comment. All right, guys. Well, thanks for strolling down memory lane with me. That was fun. Thank you, DJ Studio Man, for finding those photos. Yep. I hope you like what you saw. Yeah, so I've been doing this for 30 years, so you kind of accumulate a lot of photographs. And it's funny because the digital age allows me to share my information so much faster than I used to. All these pictures you see here were all taken with a 35mm camera. The film was taken to a processor. It was developed. Then I had to go through the negatives, and then I had to choose the ones I want, have them enlarged, and then put them in these frames, which is a total pain in the butt. But hey, if you enjoyed it or you like what you saw, please click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon as well if you want to be notified every time we're putting out fresh content. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.